Welcome back to DIY Willie, and today we're getting back with the Megamoto Minibike, the 79cc version. So what I plan on working on today is another intake manifold for the carburetor. As you know, I'm using the 19mm carburetor and manifold from Affordable Go-Karts, AGK for short, and I'll put a link in the description for those parts that I'm using. And I did have to modify them slightly for my frame. The intake manifold was a little bit long and put the filter right into the frame, so I had to cut it back and re-weld it to make room for the filter. And we'll take a look at that right now. Alright, so here is the filter, the 19mm carburetor, and the intake right there. So what I want to do is, I've seen intake manifolds that come out, up, and over the engine, and I can't remember what side it was on, and I really like the look of it. I think it'll get it out of this area, not so much on this bike, but for Mighty, where I have the foot pegs towards the back, we're actually knocking the air filter off with our feet. So to put the carburetor up here in front will solve that problem, eliminating the interference with our feet. Like I said, it's not such a big deal on this engine, but since Mighty is not in a position right now to do it, I'm doing other work on it. I figured I'll do it on this one. So let's take a look at the parts. So what I picked up was an intake manifold kit from Affordable Go-Karts, because they have the perfect flanges cut out for this job. And then I purchased this U-bend. It's a 1-inch, 1 3/4 steel. It's the same size as the flanges from Affordable Go-Karts, and I'm gonna cut this into the pieces I need to make this. So let's go ahead and get the saws out, make those cuts, and come up with something that puts the carburetor over the engine instead of behind it. Okay, I've got the saw set up. I know where I want to make the cuts. Let's get to cutting. Alright, so here's my pieces I've got cut. I haven't cleaned them up yet. They still got debris inside them. That's not a problem. I'll definitely have it all cleaned up before putting it together. And yeah, let's kind of take a look at what I want. See if I can assemble it. Okay, so I have it kind of assembled here, what I want. I used a piece of duct tape to represent the weld and kind of hold it in shape. Now I still have to get the old carburetor off and align the flanges where they've got to be to make the carburetor flat. Let's take a look at what I got. So it'll go on like this, obviously lower, and it'll put the carburetor over the pull start. And yeah, I think that's gonna look really cool. My only real concern right now is getting the gas to it. I don't want the carburetor to be above the gas tank, so I still have gravity feed. But yeah, I think that's gonna look really good. So I'm gonna get the carburetor off, the intake manifold off, and get the flanges and everything tacked in the exact spot, and then weld it up, and we'll put it back together and give it a go. There we go. It's all tacked in place. I really like it. I think it's gonna look really good. Clears the pull start. Yeah. Look at that thing, man. That's gonna look monster. That's a beast. Move this. It gets in the way. Look at that. Imagine the sticker right here. Go Power Sports or something right there. That is gonna look tight. I like it, guys. I like it a lot. Now, there is this manifold out there, all right, but I cannot buy it in California. They won't ship it to me, so my only alternative is to build it. So yeah, I got a little bit of weld smoke. I'll polish all that up once I get this done. It looks amazing. That's gonna be so cool. Throttle will come up here and plug in right there as usual. Throttle works. I might run it on top so it gets rid of this kink. But look at that. Is that just not amazing? Oh yeah. That is so good. And look at the clearance underneath. That's gonna be perfect. I can still get to the choke. Gas line will come around and plug in right there. All the vent hoses will come off. Yes, that is cool looking. All right, let me get it welded up. Here we go, guys. Looks really good. I've got it all welded up, and I really like the coloring on the tubing from the weld. It looks really good. I'm just gonna clean up the flanges a little bit on both sides, and clean out the inside, make sure there's no loose debris in there, get it back on the mini bike and let it rip. Looks good. All right, guys, we got it all cleaned out on the inside. Both sides I ran the flanges flat side on the belt sander, try to make sure they're all nice and flat. I went inside as far as I could with some sandpaper and my finger to get in these radiuses, these turns, and I washed it out with water and some brake clean, and then blew it out to make sure that it's completely clean inside. Yeah, it really looks nice. Now what do you say we put it on the mini bike and see how it does, huh? All right, I do see a little pinhole right here, but it doesn't go all the way through, and I've already air checked it. It holds air. So yeah, let's get it on the mini bike and let's see how it does. I think it's gonna look fantastic. I gotta admit though, I did not weld it. I had a friend of mine TIG weld it for me because I wanted this thing to look extra special. I could have welded it, but it wouldn't have looked this good, you know. The flanges wouldn't have been that smooth, and yeah, I wanted it to look really nice, so I had a friend of mine TIG weld it, and he did an outstanding job. So with that said, let's get it on the mini bike and take it for a ride. What do you say, huh? All right, there we go, all installed. Gas is on, it's ready to start. That doesn't matter, but yeah, what do you say we give it a couple pulls? Man, that looks good. I just want to look at it one more time. Damn, that looks so cool. All right, guys, let's give it a pull and see if we can get it started. Ready?